You might think that it is now the Hungry Ghost Festival, but here's the truth, you are wrong. Now, if you think that I'm fake news, watch on because this is a misconception that many of us have. So, it's true that the first day of the 7th month is on 23rd August 2025. So why is it not Hungry Ghost Festival then? Before that, you need to know what the ghost month is. You see, it's true that during the 7th month in the lunisolar calendar, the gates of hell and heaven open, and they remain open until the end of the month. When the gates open, spirits stream into our world like Singaporeans queuing up to cross into Malaysia during the long weekend lah. But that doesn't mean they are all hungry ghosts. Because here's the thing, not every spirit come here starving. The so-called hungry ghosts usually refer to spirits who didn't receive proper riches or who died tragically without anyone to care for them. Most other spirits are believed to simply visit their loved ones. And according to traditions, once they arrive, they will roam around the earth, though they might just head back after realizing how high the cost of living in Singapore has become. And the spirits will get hungrier each day, since most people only make offerings on the first day and then forget about them. After a while, these spirits become hungrier and angrier. Legend has it that after about 15 days without food, they reach a peak anger. And this is when it gets very, very dark. On the 15th day of the ghost month, if you do not make any offerings, something very, very dreadful will happen. Because spirits are hungry and angry, and if no offers are still made at 11:30 PM, all hell will break loose. Cause they all order Grab food and then you all cannot find riders. If you are looking to advertise your business in this channel, we can help you. There are guaranteed views and many big brands have trusted us. Just click on the link in the description. Okay, jokes aside, this is exactly why people make offerings on the 15th day. And here's the thing, this is the day that spirits are the hungriest. So technically speaking, this day is known as the Hungry Ghost Festival. Yes, the Hungry Ghost Festival is merely one day, which is the day that the spirits are the hungriest. It is not the entire month. Instead, we call the month Ghost Month or 7th month. In fact, if you Google, you also see that they provide just one day, which is 6th September for 2025, since that is the 15th day of the Ghost Month for 2025. However, if you live in Singapore long enough, you'll notice that some people began making offerings one day before that, which is on the 14th day of the ghost month. Well, these are usually Malaysians or people from Hong Kong, basically people who are Cantonese. You see, some Cantonese believe that since the number 4 sounds like death in their dialect, the offerings should be made on the 14th instead of the 15th. I know it's the same for Mandarin, so it's likely all due to what tradition is passed down from earlier generations. There's also another theory rooted in ancient timekeeping. Back then, time was measured using the Chinese zodiac, with each animal sign representing 2 hours. Since the block from 11 PM to 1 AM spans 2 days, the 14th could be considered earlier depending on how time was read. Think of it kind of like a different time zone. So some people use one time zone and others use another time zone. Kind of like it's 27 August in Singapore now, but it's 26 August in the US. Because of this, it's often suggested that you don't stay out late on the 13th of the ghost month or on the 14th of the ghost month. But of course, in order to stay out, you need friends, which means it's a big problem for you. I'm talking about myself. Anyways, did you realize that this year's ghost month starts a lot later? And also, did you realize that earlier I said it's the 7th month of the lunisolar calendar and not the lunar calendar? Because the 7th month, shockingly, doesn't follow the lunar calendar. Watch this and you'll understand. Also, do follow me on Instagram if you have not done so. Link in description. And thank you for spending almost 3 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.